Hey, peace world. Look, man, I had to go on and get it in, man. It's to make this an official lawn cast uh, episode. Wow, the East Coast in New York is really on this BS right now. It's back on this BS. I'm gonna get into this joint. I just saw it on Instagram, picked up on it on Instagram, and then went over to YouTube to check it out. And wow, kid out of Newark, New Jersey, AllStarr the Great. I never heard of the kid until like 30 minutes ago, but he's got a joint with who else? Benny the Butcher. I don't know who's out working these dudes right now. Seriously, I do not know who was out working the Griselda guys, the Buffalo Boys, the Buffalo Kids, all these different names that they have. Black Soprano Family, GXFR, so on and so forth. These dudes are just crazy. One thing with this track, man, it's like an old blues sounding sample maybe. But what I'm saying is, man, I felt like for years New York got away from New York, and some of the bigger individuals and guys, charismatic guys, witty guys. I'm thinking of a dude like Fabulous. Honestly, kind of took advantage of his appeal and that wittiness, and I guess his look to a degree, and went off and tried to like salvage the momentum of the Big Willie movement and all of that type of stuff, but had a good run with making like radio songs, and so on and so forth, and concentrating on making stuff that the women are like, or has a wide range of appeal to it. And just what's interesting is this new group of guys who've been creating this massive amount of momentum the last few years have done it by returning to New York's roots. And in some instances, some of these tracks kind of remind me of some of the weirder stuff that, not weirder in a negative way, but the really obscure and just off the beaten path type of samples that a Prince Paul used to use in some of the stuff. And it's not about nodding your head. It's not about dancing. A lot of the southern stuff, dances can be done to that stuff. New York is just really being New York right now. And this is kind of in that vein. Like, it's a different kind of track. I can't really see, anybody dancing to this and whatnot, but it's good listening music. It's great listening music. But anyway, digging into some of the track, Randy Foye is the name of the track. I didn't mention that. Quick stories on him. Randy Foye used to play basketball for Villanova, went to Villanova, drafted into the NBA, drafted by the Celtics, traded to Portland, and then starts out with Minnesota, spent some time with the Denver Nuggets. He was at Nova from '02 to '06, number 7 pick overall in '06. He's from Newark, same as AllStarr the Great. Foye averaged like 20 points a game in the 2005 NCAA tournament and ended up losing to the UNC, the Tar Heels, who went on to win it that year. But the video starts out with Foye hitting this deep three-pointer to win the game as a member of the Denver Nuggets. So getting into some of the lyrics real quick, AllStarr's a pretty witty dude, man. I mean, largely it's drug talk, dope talk, street talk. Comes in and says something about thankful, something about get that turkey, thankful for that pilgrim. Lots of references to drugs with Roseanne Barr, Lindsay Lohan, and then Suzanne does a little sequence right there. He has a nice line talking about something wifey becoming. I feel like Barack. He said his name, or his plug's name is, or his connect's name is Scott. A white boy with that white boy again. That's right now is what's winning for the East. It's just different analogies about and references to dope and how to sell dope, the code words and all of that stuff, so on and so forth. It's funny because on the wire brought the lady in to decode what was being said over the wire, and now you can just listen to you can listen to a lot of this and kind of put it together if you were investigating a dope case. Anyway, one part that I really dug is he said, man, these MCs is light. MC light. These ninjas lighter than a rock. Light as a rock from MC Light. And then he closes out the verse with, rich brother from New York. I swear I feel like Randy Foye. That's another thing that I like with a lot of these guys, man. I'm a big fan of like real minute, insignificant, but important details about my hip hop. You run across a single and see Randy Foye, especially if you're a hip hop fan and a sports fan, or more specifically a college basketball sports fan. You like Randy Foye, I gotta click on that and see how Randy Foye ties in. So obviously, like I said, AllStarr the Great, it hails from Newark, New Jersey, which I guess is the home of Randy Foye. Then the Butcher comes in and does what the Butcher does, The Butcher coming in, but again, very thoughtful lyrics. It's not about a beat. It's not about a dance beat. It's just about lyrics, and then with the sports references of the Griselda family in general. Over here, he has another one that catches my ear. He says something. My homie from Cali, my homie from the West Coast or something. Send the passes from Cali just like Matt Leinart. Not every MC is gonna, when you go to reference, you might use Brady. You might use my man Lamar Jackson. You might use who else is out there? Rodgers with Matt Leinart. But he says, yeah, just like he Matt Leinart, something I could have is something, the block lined up like this a crack diner. And then he gets to she get at sloppy to me. Only way that she gets to something. Only way she gets to shop at Bloomie's, and just he does what he does. Closes out the show. AllStarr the Great, pretty witty dude, and his references to dope and selling dope and whatnot, it was pretty slick. And then the Butcher, talking aggressive, talking his shit. It's a slick joint. Favorite for me is the Hartford Whalers jersey rocked by Benny the Butcher. True story. Silly me. Back in the day, I'm stationed in San Diego in the Navy. Who goes out of all of the hot NHL sweaters that were being sold? The New Jersey Devils, the Islanders, the Detroit Red Wings, so on and so forth. Leave it up to your boy Wood to go buy a $200 and something Hartford Whalers jersey because of the green, blue, sea green or whatever. So it's dope to see him with that emblem on his chest. Nice pick, and again, not getting the normal Philadelphia Flyers, Chicago Blackhawks. No, you go get something that everybody's not gonna rock with, so you can be different. So I got a picture around somewhere where I might be able to find that, but I had the Hartford Whalers. Now, true story, part 2. I believe Usher. It was either Usher or Puff back in the day had the Hartford Whalers jersey on in Usher's video, when like one of Usher's first 3 videos as an artist. So that's it, man. I would check it out. Let me know if you dig the joint. I'm sure you will if you like the East Coast. I also listened to that Eto album yesterday. The Beauty of It All, I think. I might do a review of that. It's 18 joints on there, I think. I may or may not. But anyway, pay me no mind. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Peace. Let me cut this grass, man.